Hello. How we doing? We ready? Think we're ready. We're gonna get some fun vibes in today. You know what I mean? Today is gonna be a shorter live than yesterday. I went live for 5 hours yesterday, so that was pretty wild. That was definitely the longest I've been live before. And yeah, hey Vishal, yes, I'll definitely do your portfolio review. I'm actually gonna go walk through that a little bit today on, kind of. There's some mediumly small updates, but basically there's a new link, which is bit.ly/rad portfolio reviews, right? So when you go there, it's going to take you to this. No, not this link. It's going to take you here. Basically, it's just this Airtable. Oh gosh. Basically, it's just this Airtable spot, and there's three links in here. Basically, there is the top 5 leaderboard, so you can see who I've ranked as the top 5 leaders on these portfolio reviews that I've done so far. And then there's also you'll be able to join the queue, which that's the most important thing, and then you can also view the queue. So currently the queue is all the way up till the 31st. I'm planning to do 4 reviews every other day. Now Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I'm gonna do 4 portfolio reviews per live, and so that's kind of the plan for now. But either way, head to my bio link and go down here to portfolio reviews, or hit this button, get a portfolio review. Basically, both of those take you to the Airtable form. And you'll be able to get into the queue. So I know 31st sounds pretty far away, right? It's the 1st of May, but there's just a lot of people in the queue that have already signed up. So kind of doing first come, first serve. But how are we all doing today? Is everybody feeling good? Feeling good? Where should we create portfolios, like a real website? Yeah, I would say check out any templates on any of the platforms like Webflow, Wix, Framer. In fact, I quickly looked at the portfolios that we're reviewing today, and this one is very similar to another one that I saw. So I'm pretty sure that this must be like a Framer template, which isn't a big deal. So, but yeah, just wanted to call that out. That is kind of funny. I was like, wait, did I review this one already? So, what's up, David? How we doing? Yeah, either way. No, Vishal, I'm not going to write that down. So go ahead and head over to my bio link, and then go get in the queue. Right? There's probably there's probably at least 20 people ahead of you on the line right now. I definitely want to review yours. I want to review everybody's, but it's kind of one at a time. First come, first serve right now. And actually, we're not doing one at a time. It's 4 at a time, because today we are reviewing 4 people's portfolio. We're going to review Sandia's. We're going to review Danica's, Bhavana, and Gerald's. So that's good. Is Notion a good place to have a portfolio on? I don't think so. It's customized. Yeah, you can like send people different places. It's just kind of like it's just really weird. It's not the best experience, right? Like your portfolio, part of it is like it's not just like listing facts, right? It's a piece in itself of how you visualize your information. And so maybe Notion's good. I've never seen somebody who has a Notion link that had far enough work. One person did have pretty good work that I've reviewed. But even then, it was all fake projects, and it was like too early days, and other people had more detailed stuff than that person did. So yeah. Go to my bio link, head to the portfolio reviews button, and you'll get on. Fill in the form, and then you'll get on the list. Okay. So, all right. So let's put 15 minutes on the clock and get into this. All right. We have 15 minutes, and we're reviewing Sandia's portfolio. Are we ready? I'm ready. You ready? I'm ready. Okay. Hi, I'm Sandia, passionate user experience designer. I thrive on tackling challenges and crafting solutions that resonate deeply with people's lives, leaving a lasting impact. Okay. So there's a lot of centered text here. Currently teaching assistant. Okay. Very cool. Cool to see that. Yeah. Okay. So I have a rubric on my rating scales for these hero sections, right? It's is it simple to read? Do you is it clear and concise on like what you do and what kind of things you're trying to do it for, right? And then also having some motion is a nice one, and then having something peeking through from the bottom, which is should be some UI or your first case study project. So a lot of this is happening. A lot of those points are being hit. However, I will say that it's just the layout here is a little awkward. Having centered text, having two paragraphs of centered text with there's like three text treatments and 5 lines, right, of text, which is definitely not ideal for this top section. I think that, hi, I'm Sandia, I'm a passionate user experience designer. That's fine. I would say just cut this last line, right? Because this one is so buzzwordy that it doesn't really help or hurt it, and it just like you can get right to currently working as a UX research teaching assistant. Like that shows what you're doing and all that stuff. So I would say cut this line right here. And then this is definitely partially to do with like the way that I'm loading this in the browser. Like, most people are not going to load it on this kind of width. They'll probably load it here, which would give you, a solid 2 lines experience. But I don't know. It just feels a bit like awkward on the sizing right now, especially with all of this center text. So I'd say we do have some selected work down here peeking through. So I think that solid 6.5, right? The layout's pretty good, the layout's okay. The text is concise. It's just, too much here. The layout having this peeking through is always great too. So, some points are positive, some points are negative. So 6.5. Okay. Selected work. Welcome back, Nolan Bergson. You got my name on there. That's funny. Maybe that was just a random one on there, but love it. Selected work. Safe Sky. In-flight issue reporting application. Oh, shoot. Okay. Having a button on this somewhere would be nice. Because I was just like trying to like highlight this and it went to something. So I don't even know if I was going to this one or to this one. Like the fact that these screens are like these images are so big makes it hard for me to feel the section on its own, all right. Brain computer interfaces, computer interface with brainwaves, lead hawk coming soon. Don't put coming soons. Don't do coming soons. Drop it. Because here's my thing. You took the time to export a damn screenshot or a mock-up, and you and put it on here, make a new URL and all that, set it all up in the CMS, and then you didn't even finish the case study. It's like, it's a negative for me. Huge negative point whenever I see coming soon. Like, it's only a little bit worse than NDA projects to me. But at least NDA projects, like, you put a password on it, right? Like, if you need to keep this here, put it in, password protected mode, and then you don't even have any content once you get through the password. But again, it's the same deal. It's you're giving me a little bit of a taste, but then I can't even see it, and so it's like, for me, it's like, why can't you just spend the extra 2 hours to finish that case study? If you're putting it here, it's only distracting and negative for me. So I'd say cut that lead hawk in a big way. Overall, having 2 projects is okay, right? Like, having the more projects would be great. But yeah, hey, Skylar, yes, you can see the schedule now. You can get to it from here, bit.ly/rad Portfolio Reviews. So go ahead and watch that. And then basically that's going to take you here, and you'll just there's a few buttons. There's view the queue, and then the top 5 leaderboard. So you can go to view the queue, and then in there you'll see all the people who are in here. I should have filtered people who've already been reviewed. So I'll take a look at that. But Quan, thanks so much for following me over on TikTok. Somebody just brought up that confused terrain. It's always buffering for you on Instagram. Is the Instagram view going okay for you guys? Can you see my stream okay? Because and my wife's had that before, but then other people are like commenting and replying. So I think that it's good. It's just it's a weird thing with Instagram Live. Okay, so we get right into. Okay, so anyways, coming back to this, rating the case study section, it's a bit low for me. You gave me a little bit of insight on what this is, but seeing the screenshot, I know that it's a mobile app. I know that, or I don't know anything what this one is. Is it branding? Is it product design? Web design? Whatever. So having some context to get me to want to go read Safe Sky over brain computer interfaces or vice versa. I think that's what I'm struggling with here. That's a big time negative there. Other side too was just like the layout of this. It's such a big image. Give me more juice, right? At least this one you gave me some UI. I can see some stuff, so that's okay. But I think that the layout is throwing me off on where to click to be able to view this case study. So all to say, case study section is probably a 3.8. It's a bit low for me. This is a big negative for me. Seeing a coming soon project. Get that out of there. Get that off your portfolio ASAP, and just lean into these two, and then go make more fake work to get some more stuff. If you can't handle having two on your case on your portfolio and you need more than two, make a fake one. Okay, lagging a lot, like in terms of like the audio is backwards, or like the audio is not synced to my voice. Is that what's happening? Okay. So into the CV down here, got it. Yeah, okay. Looks like you work at some agencies. Tools, okay. Yeah, this is okay. I'd say overall the homepage is a 4.5 for me. It needs a bit of work. Cut this out. Cut this section out. Get a little bit more juice on the layouts here, because this one's off. Cut this guy big time, and then having like this much dense words in your CV is not good, and it's definitely going to keep me from reading any of this. And so I'm going to come here and I'm going to see this. I'm going to be like, okay, I don't even want to scroll to continue on. And then also too, like I really want to be able to see like more about you, Sandia. You know what I mean? Like give me more of that. On this about section type stuff, and yeah, so I think that's where I'll leave it on the homepage. We got 6.5 more minutes. I'm gonna pick Safe Sky, and we're gonna go into there. Do I record my live streams? Yes, I am currently streaming over on YouTube right now, and let me just check. Oh shit! Sorry guys, over there on YouTube. Thanks for doing these. Is there a place to see the schedule for the portfolio reviews? Yes, I went through that. Sorry. Hopefully you got that. But yeah, Adrian, yes, you can go over to my YouTube channel. There's live streams are recorded over there. So just ran into the stream. Remember the Unicorns project? Fondly remember, fun time. Hey, thanks so much, Kenzo. Yeah, I hope you're doing well too. I miss Unicorns a lot. But yeah, I'm doing this now. I'm creator, influencer over on the design side, and maybe one day we'll get back to Unicorns when the money's right for me. Should we add a link to download resumes on our portfolio? Yeah, I think so. I do. It's like kind of one of those things like, you might as well have it. It doesn't hurt. I think that having it laid out like this is probably not necessary. I kind of do that on mine, but even then, I don't do these. I just give it like a timeline on mine, and so like that way they know where I'm currently working. But you could probably avoid having a text-based like resume on your portfolio at all, and just have a download button. So, consider your portfolio review. Yes, you can. No worries. Always happy to answer that question. Head over to my bio link. In there, there's this button to view, which is join the queue button, or this button right here. Get a live portfolio review. That's going to take you to a form, and then yeah, you'll be able to go check out the queue. Right now, I'm doing first come, first serve, and I'm doing 4 per Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And we're looking at the 31st, basically, is where that's taking us out to. So there you go. Safe Sky. We got 5 minutes left on the clock. Let's dig into it. So yeah, I think the layout on here is pretty nice. One thing that I'll say though, I noticed it doesn't scroll me back up. You see this? Oh, it wasn't doing it a second ago. Yeah, you see, it kind of jumps me right to the problem, which isn't a big deal, but just make sure that you try to fix that if you can. Something's going on with the website where it's not scrolling back up. Transforming the in-flight experience for passengers by streamlining issue reporting during flights. My role, timeline. Cut 6 weeks. Cut that. We found somebody did it last week and or on Monday. The only time I've ever said leave that was when it was 18 months here instead of 6 weeks, right? Cut the 8 weeks or 6 weeks. It's not valuable. It's only negative. It feels like a small one-off project, and if you're trying to get product team work as a UX researcher, then it's not going to be a great look. And it's like, not that you have to hide it, but don't bring up negative stuff like that if you can avoid it. Don't bring up stuff that's going to lead to more questions of like, is this person ready? This is not color accessible here. I can kind of read that. On the highlight is good. Okay. How about we create a system that allows passengers to report in-flight issues efficiently and in real time, improving the travel experience for all. That's great. Cut all this stuff out. Just do this. I like the how might we. That's great. Just make it color accessible and yeah, I think if you need this, put this down below this, because this is the best, a really great problem statement. So, yeah. Okay. Proposed solution: reporting issues. Allow passengers to report issues they face. Passengers can report for someone else as well. Okay. Cool. Yeah, I like jumping right to the solution. Yeah, and it looks like we've got a lot of strategy, so I'm cool with that. I'm cool with jumping right to the solution as long as there is strategy talked about later. So great. Yeah, and it's cool. Okay, you can track requests too right away. That's cool. I mean, yeah, I like the way you did this. It's animated, it's motiony. Really good. I think that this section's a winner for sure. Going right to it too is like it's a strong move to decide to do that. But yeah. There's text here. Look at this. Feedback from cabin crew and airline staff on the progress and resolution. Okay, maybe you didn't mean to do that, but that's fine if you didn't mean to say that. Passengers can track the status of their reported issues, ensuring transparency and peace of mind. Okay, cool. I like it. Problem, impacts, how might we solve? Okay, I like this screenshot or image. That's a good photo. Good work so far on the case study. It's feeling good. Yeah, really worried about color accessibility here. Again, this is definitely not color accessible here. Conduct extensive user research, engaging directly with frequent flyers. Interview questions. Tell me about your last in-flight experience. Can you recall? Okay. I think this is good. I've talked poorly on people who have brought up their interview questions before, but typically I bring that up negatively because they give me like 20 questions, and I'm like, dude, that interview is an interview, right? It's not a question, like it's not like a thing where I ask you a thing and then you give me an answer and we move on to the next one, right? Like it's dynamic, right? That's a big part of the interview, and so I think you could even cut this down to like 3, maybe 4 questions even. That way it like gives some good insight that like, hey, you came in with some questions, but you didn't overdo it, and it allowed you to find better insights other than just direct answers to your questions. So, what's up, Jumper? Hey, how you doing, man? What's going on? I was gonna say your real name, but I'll keep it at Jumperlow. User interviews revealed a glaring gap. Existing methods for issues resolution lacked swift action. Some during a flight, user-friendly way to report issues. Okay. Yeah, this is pretty good. I'm always a negative fan on personas, but I think that these are good, and it feels like you kind of took it where it needed to go on those. User flow, okay, we got that good. Storyboarding, interesting. Trend begins. I've never seen that before. Have you ever seen that on a portfolio? A storyboard like that? It's cool. Uneasiness sets in. Remembering app. See, I think that this is the step. This is the step that is as a questioning for me, is that you would remember the app. Um. So, oh, we're up on time. I'm gonna close this out. It's a pretty good. It's pretty good. We got initial sketches. Those look pretty good too. Usability testing. Love to see some data on these visualizations. So that's great too. First improvement, second improvement. Yeah, this is nice. I like this. I like this a bit. The final UI is pretty good. It definitely feels like corporate, which is okay, you know. But then yeah, like the color accessibility, I think you really got to start doing some color checkers, contrast checkers on your designs, because color accessibility is definitely not hitting the marks on a lot of this. Pretty much you cannot use yellow on white at all, because it's a bad one. It's hard to read. You know what I mean? Even when you can read it accessibly, because you don't have color blindness. But padding here is a little off too. There should be more padding right here. But yeah, I'd say overall the designs are a 6.4. The case study itself, though, is a solid 7.3. I think 7.5. I'll go 7.5 on it. It's a good case study. It hits all the marks. The flow is good. You give good visualizations. So yeah, I'd say case study's pretty good. Tighten up those designs specifically around the color, and you'll be solid. And then just do 2 more of these fake projects. Cut out whatever the hell this brain computer thing is, and definitely drop Lead Hawk. And you'll be off to the races, Sandhya. I think you'll be off to the races at that point. So, all right. If you want your portfolio reviewed, like I just did, I'm a little low energy today. I'm sorry. I don't know why. Maybe I'm just like tired from that 5-hour stream yesterday. But either way, hopefully that was still valuable for everybody. One thing is, yeah, if you want to get your portfolio reviewed, you can always go to my bio link, and in there you can go to join the queue. That's going to take you to this quick little form. You don't even need to put a message. I just felt weird about just having a portfolio URL. And so yeah, and then that's going to take you here after, and you'll be able to see where you are in the queue. Currently we're up to the 31st. It looks like we got a few more people, so we're probably up into June at this point as well. So just keep an eye on that. But all right. I'm just annoyed when exporting from Figma as code through a plugin. Some stuff isn't correct. Do you think it's worth learning CSS? Yeah, it's tough to say. I think that you can definitely learn code, and it would help, right? However, I think that the code or the Figma designs to website kind of plugins are really, really good nowadays. Webflows, I know I've used a bit, and it's pretty good. You just have to work in auto layouts, or else it's going to get messy. And then, the link to the top portfolios. Yeah, let me show you that. That's this one right here. That'll take you to that landing pad links buttons there. But anyways, so yeah, the other side too is using a more drag and drop builder like Squarespace or a Wix kind of vibe will help you too. Because you don't need to know CSS or anything like that, but you can still you can go rebuild it, as you would want to without knowing code. I think Webflow, you definitely need to know code to be able to actually use it well. You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe some people prove me wrong, but you'll either have to know code or have used Webflow a lot, I think, to be able to use Webflow well. So yeah. All right, so let's get into the next one. We've got Donika's, and I think they go by Dan. Okay, yeah, Dan. I'll call you Dan. I don't want to mess up your name too much. All right, 15 minutes on the clock. Let's go. Dan is a Vancouver-based product designer transforming concepts into captivating visual experiences with a user-centered approach. First of all, super American move here, but you're missing a damn E right here, right? Are we just all everywhere outside of the US saying centered without the ER ED? You're just putting CENTRE? Is that what you all are doing? That's on me for reading it that way, but like that's hilarious. Okay. So yeah, I think that the intro is pretty good. Very serious face here. Very serious face. Like, be happy. You know what I mean? A little bit, but I guess it like stands out. So I don't know. It's just the shot is a bit like I'm serious about this, so that's cool. I guess. Follow me on these channels. So that's pretty cool to see that too. I'd love to see some of this work peeking through. Instead of these follow me ons, you could easily put these up in the corners, and people would still click them about as much as they're already clicking them right now, which is probably not much, you know. Because really, what I'm here for, Dan, is to look at your work, right? I'm not here to go leave this and go back to Dribble or Behance or whatever. And so I think that that's a big one. Is like, yeah, you've got the room here, right, with your headshot being taller. So stagger this grid a little bit, make this first one up a little bit, and then fill it in. You got a bento box, and you've got your work you're proud of right away showing through in the bottom. So I think that was a little bit of a miss there, but it's close, you know. Overall, this is concise. It's good info there too. I love a button like that scrolls you down, so that's a nice one too. I'm gonna give this hero a flat 7. Pretty good. Definitely could be optimized a little bit more. Basically, you know, I'm here to look at your work, not at you or your socials. That's the big thing for me. Where maybe actually it's like a 6.8, a 6.8. I think it's just below 7 because of those things. So, all right, we got some stuff here. I like this. When you hover, you see more stuff. You don't need that because you already get a lot of UI. But when you do, it's one of those nice, like, oh, nice, like there's some interesting stuff here. The motion is great on these too, so I really like this. Having Chord on and then like iOS app to help badminton players have better game experiences, I think that's great too. I think being able to explain those things to me, and I love these videos. These are really nice mock-ups that you've done here. Yeah, I mean, the motion on these are really killer. I was going to say, like, would be awesome to see these, you know, showing up right away, but then, like, that would be very overwhelming, so I think you made the right call. It's just they're so good, these motions, that I'm kind of like, damn, I wish I could see them without even needing to hover. So, like, I'm worried that you're not going to be able to see those on mobile because they're so nice. So, I don't know. All that, yeah, I think it's good. I think it's really good. So, I'll give this section a solid 8 because yeah, it gives me good content. There's 6 projects, so that's great. Seeing this type of stuff you do too, these tags, yeah, maybe like an 8.5. I think this is a really good work section here. Really good. I think the only thing is like, how can we get some of this motion in, right? Like maybe there's like 2 versions of the motion. There's one that's like a little bit like slower on these transitions, so that it can like work on all of these options. That might be the thing that bumps it up to a 9, but then yeah, you could definitely overdo that. If you do that across the whole board, that would be like, oh my god, that would look a lot. So I think you made the right call with the stuff that you got here. Logo design, branding. So yeah, okay, cool. I like it. More work on Dribble. I like that module. That's a pretty good module. Nice to see a little bit about you. Yeah, maybe cut this in half. You know, it seems good. I like this little bento here. I get some vibes of you from just those photos, which is great. I just like, I would be worried that nobody would read this, and you know, I think that, yeah, like you want to show that you've got 5 years of experience in agencies. That's cool too. Yeah, maybe cut these last 2 sections. You know, I think cutting those last 2 sections would be good. Finding a way to lower this just a little bit. Then you've got three paragraphs and not too much words, so like people will actually read it in a good way. All right, some words from clients. That's cool to see. That's great. Yeah. Okay. I'm not a fan of fully rounded input fields. I'm actually like a big time, like I hate those. I hate those. You did the padding right on them, but then and this is why I hate them is the like fully rounded input fields means that you have to make awkward spacing on your labels, which you don't even have labels, so the form's not accessible because of that. And then so like that's a problem for me a little bit. I don't like this form. I don't like the form. Rounded shit breaks it. It breaks it. So don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Okay. So let's go back up to here. I think overall homepage is pretty solid. I think the homepage is good. I would say a solid 8 on this homepage. It's a really good one. It's really good. I think like this hero being fixed would really go a long way, and then that field, all this form down here is I don't like the roundedness. That might be my own bias though, but it just like it's one of those things that when you see you have it here actually. You have it in these designs. I'm gonna go jam you up really hard right now, and I'm so sorry in advance. But look at this. I can't zoom in. So look, you see, you have to put this label, the email label, so far away just to make the spacing look okay. But then you didn't bump this one down enough. So basically you got two fields, and you need like probably double the area of just a rounded rectangle input field, right? And so it's one of those things where when you make a decision like that, it slowly builds up, and the entire page gets fucked up, and the spacing on it gets wonky because you've had to make these design decisions that build on the shit that you made in the beginning. When really what you should be doing is going back and making those rounded rectangles, not just rounds, right? And so that's one big thing for me. Whenever I see those, I instantly, it's almost a strike, like strike 1 of 3. You know what I mean? For me, because it shows that you don't go edit yourself. You know what I mean? Because those design decisions build up. They like slowly, and then all of a sudden you're like, damn, this isn't feeling right. What's going on? And then you got to go back and fix it. You know what I mean? Or it's just going to continue to get worse and worse. Now overall the design looks okay, but it's just one of those things that shows that man, like I'm a little anxious about the way you're designing on those forms. So anyways, I'll leave it there. We got 6 minutes 50 seconds left on the clock. Let's keep going. Cordon. We got the intro stuff. I would say, yeah, cut the 2 months, cut the team members. Team members are okay, but maybe instead of team members, it's whatever agency you worked at when you did this project, right? I like the tools you use on the project. That's a nice one. Yeah, but I don't know what this one is. So it might be nice to have a label on these, or like when you hover, you see what it is. So that's just a little small miss there. I like the layout here, but dude, you've got this killer motion thing here, right? So like, are you using that? And it doesn't seem like you're using it. So I'm just like, damn, like that would have been nice to throw right here. That would make it mobile accessible, so that even on mobile, when you're not having a hover state, right? You don't have a hover state on mobile, but on mobile you can get that nice motion once you get in there. And it's just a small nice thing. I think that would be really nice to have that motion one, because you did it. It looks good. So bring it in. Yeah, this is good. I've never seen design decisions as a contribution. That's a funny one to me. I don't know. It like kind of tickles me. Like everything else is good though. So yeah, I like this top section. I think the top section up here, the motion is missing, and I miss it a lot. Knowing that you have it on the homepage is a big one too. That the big negative is like it's almost there. So I'll say this intro is a solid 6.5 on there. So I like this. I like this little table of contents thing, and it updates as you go. That's really nice. I like this a lot. I think that's a good choice to have. All right, so Cordon is designed to help solve badminton players' struggles and finding opponents with compatible skills. As the lead designer, my role was to shape Cordon's user experience to ease skill compatibility. Yeah, that's pretty nice. Competitive badminton players struggle to find opponents of similar skills. Yeah. Cool. I think drop this proposed solution here. If you're not gonna have like UI shown on this proposed solutions, then save the proposed solution until after all this strategy. Because for me, you know, sorry, for me, you're gonna have a problem, and then that leads you to go, do all this exploration. It doesn't lead you to say, this is the solution. Let's go validate that solution, right? You should probably come up with a solution after you have the strategy. And so then, even if you tried to just like do kind of what Sandia did, right? She had over here had the problem, but then she had the proposed solution, but there was some UI to it, so it felt more like a, hey, just so that you know what's coming, like the peak, right? But I'm not going to read this, therefore I'm not going to get the peak of the solution. It's just going to feel like you started there, and that's not a good process. So research, design, implementation, and feedback. Okay. Insight number 1: players join multiple groups, different skill levels, competitive players. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay. I think like maybe bump this down. Having the mind mapping with this image would be great too. All right. Did some workshops. That's cool. Primary personas. User task model. Okay. I don't know. I think you can cut these sections because like they're hard to view. Even when I zoom into full page, they're still kind of hard to view. This text is so small that it's like, having two back-to-back sections like that, it's not helping me to be like, oh yeah, he knows what he's doing. You know what I mean? Like, and so having like a summary of all of this in a visualization would be great. That is optimized for the section that it's in. So I think you missed the mark a little bit there. Okay. Design process. User registration and profile. Organizer, side frames. Okay. Yeah, I like the breakup on these. Being able to like call out each feature like that is a nice one. I've seen that now a few times, and I really like it whenever I see it. So solid work there. I think that's good. Is it good or bad if the case study is too long? It depends. For me, I like a case study to be under 1,000 words should be the goal. And hey, Diana, thanks so much for giving me a follow. The sound's out of sync. Here, let me try this. Is it any better now? Let me know. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I'd say portfolio you should aim to be under 1,000 words is my goal, is my thing, and focus on visualizations the most. Like visualizations which are summaries, right? Like here they just grabbed screenshots from before. From their thing, rather than like kind of putting it all together and giving me the insight that came from this thing. You know what I mean? That's the real big thing, right? Having the like, I don't need to see this shit. I just need to see the insight and how you got it, right? So like, hey, we did a user task model and we came up with this insight. And so you've got them here. I think it kind of feels like a summary. So I don't know, just something to call out there that I'm not feeling with there. So, yeah, cool. Yeah, but back to this. I think this is okay. The designs are all right. It's just like that information I feel like could be leveraged in a little bit of a different way. Yeah. Okay. Oh, time's up. I'd say overall it's good. Lots of words, not enough summary wrap up of like a roll up of a few things together. I think that's what's missing here too. Uh, but it's good to see the testing was involved and implemented, and that you had some learnings on it. I do like this section a little bit. So yeah, I think overall it's a pretty good case study. Lots of words though, and I think that's what's struggling for me is like I want to see more visualizations of it to and like instead like we've got centered stuff, then we got two column stuff, and it just all feels a little like thrown together a bit, and it's hard for me to follow the storyline. That I think that's the one thing. It seems like you did the story, you did the process, so that's good. But yeah, I think some of the ones who have done it a little bit better on these reviews that I've done were ones that like were able to really roll it up into a visualization and summarize it. So okay, let's get over to Bhavana or Bhavana. Bhavana, let's go. Designing with empathy, connecting through emotions. Hey, I'm Bhavana, a versatile UI UX designer integrating my architectural design ideologies to shape digital experience that resonate with user emotions. Cool. I like the little floating little bubbles. That's a nice one. Yeah, that's good. Pretty. The scrolls down here on all these stuff is nice. Even be able to hover on them too that's a good one too. So I like this. I like this section. Okay, having some of their stuff. I would say you could probably cut this part. Maybe throw this up here somehow. I don't know, but having some of this work peeking through would be a nice one to have. Yeah, I'm a versatile UI UX designer integrating my architecture and design ideologies. Yeah, it's funny. I've seen so many past architecture students or past architecture people, and I just don't think it's necessary to bring up. I don't think it's necessary to bring up because like, how is the architecture design ideologies helping to shape your digital experiences? I don't know. Let's see if we can feel any of that. But maybe it's just like from a systemized approach or something. But then if you do that, like, don't have that be a question mark for me. Just tell me you design systematically. You know what I mean? To shape digital experiences. I think that's maybe what you're trying to get at. And yeah, the vagueness is hurting more than helping, I think. So, okay, got a good call to action. So that's good. Cool. I would say overall, Hero is 6.5. I think 6.5 is good for this one. Yeah, it feels pretty good. It feels pretty good. I think that, like, yeah, having some UI involved would be great. Tightening up this line a little bit more. And maybe there's too much motion. There's motion here and motion here. And yeah, I think that was what was throwing me off too. Okay, GOB retail, e-commerce website design, UI UX, redesigning the website, trip share. These are good layouts. I think I saw somebody with this same exact layout on their portfolio recently, and I liked it, and I still do. I still like it here. It actually still feels unique to that one because I think you had it colored when they had like they didn't have it colored, did they? I think it was Val's portfolio, right? Let's go see. Yeah, look at this. You see? It's the same exact thing. Caught you guys using the template. And again, it's fine. It's fine to use the template. It's fine that other people have it. I don't think it's a bad thing. It's not negative at all. But yeah, like, I guess comparing it to Val's, we've got it feels like it's easier to read the UI, and it feels more like a preview of the post than these do. That one kind of has some UI to it. So does this one, but this one, I don't think that's any UI, right? I hope not. No, I don't think so. Anyways, all I have to say, work section is still pretty good. I think that you've got the tags here, which is great. Having a little bit more detail so that I can pick this one over that one's great. I think that the images you chose here is what's breaking it for me. Whereas over on Val's, they had like, yeah, which is much more focus on the UI itself or the final versions itself kind of thing, rather than these visualizations kind of thing. So I'm just gonna go with the top one, the GOB retail, because that one kind of seems like the most recently done. Or maybe we'll try chip share. Let's see. Yeah, I think we'll go with trip share. Team. Yeah, cut these two. 2023 duration. I think cut those 100%. I think the team's pretty good. Yeah, I think those are good too. All right, enhancing the travel experience through social traveling mobile application. All right, yeah, I think this section falls a bit flat for me. It falls a bit flat. This is a big paragraph. I don't know how many words this is, but it's a lot, and it's probably too big to get anybody to read that. Also, like, this doesn't sum up why social travel for me, like what I think I know how these things work, but where did you pull the data from? And then this doesn't help at all with the why social travel. So I think this section needs a rework in a big way. Transform solo travel into connected and enjoyable experiences by introducing a single application that facilitates seamless interactions among like-minded travelers. Focusing on engaging travel communities. Yeah. Okay. Challenge lies in simplifying complex interactions and offering a comprehensive platform. I don't know if that's what we're looking for as travelers. I'd love to know why that's the case. Why social travel? That hasn't been answered though. Yeah. I think this is okay. I think this also could be cut. Because here's the thing, maybe this is the process that you did, but show me that through all of this stuff, right? You don't need to walk me through that beforehand. It kind of feels like you're trying to teach me what the design process is, and it's not cutting it for me. So I'd say cut that out for sure. Embark on a journey of connection. Sorry, top section. I always like to rate those. This is definitely like, this is a really low mark for me. I think this whole section, all this stuff, I'd say cut this, redo this entirely. So I think this is a 1 for sure. It's a big one. It's a big one. I'm sorry. Embark on a journey of connection and exploration. Your getaway to travel adventures awaits. This is nice. It's interesting. Never seen this before. The text, it just doesn't do it for me. I think the copy is what's throwing me off. Like, this kind of feels like an ad, right? But it's like a fake app. And so it's like, you should really be trying to talk about like the way that these features fit into that idea of what trip share, social traveling is. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think that's throwing me off in a big way. But I like I like it. I like this module. It's a really good module. Competitor analysis. That's always good to see. It's always good to see that. Affinity mapping. Okay. See, it's always good to see, but then I can't even see this. I can't read it because it's too small. Yeah, I think that you gotta size this up a bit and roll it up in a summary as well. I think that's definitely missing there too. Affinity mapping is good. Okay, I've seen those before. Hierarchical task analysis. Another storyboard. That's super interesting. I've never seen a storyboard, and I've now seen 2 storyboards today. So that's super funny that I've not seen that. I Yeah, I just don't think anybody's gonna look at that. See, okay, I think the trouble that I'm feeling right now is there is a complete disconnect from like you think that I know what social travel is from this thing, right? That's not how I plan my trips, right? That's never how I plan my trips through social travel. Maybe I do though, because I'm not understanding what the term is. But when you're defining terms like that, or when you're using terms like that, you got to define those for me. You got to tell me what they are and help me understand them a bit better, so that I can like use those to be able to say, okay, yeah, are they actually addressing social travel, right? But instead, all this stuff makes it really hard for me to like want to dive in to research and understand what you're doing. It just feels like a lot of illustration thrown together, and it's not really helping me understand like the ideas that you're coming up with. It sort of feels like you came up with the initial idea of social travel or something, and then you just did some stuff on top to like show that you cover your bases. But I'm not feeling that is actually educating the design. Maybe it is. And then too, like you've got a module like this, right? So bring this back, and then do this, right? Because this screen is cool, right? But there's a lot of arrows here, and it makes it hard to digest one arrow at a time. Where you've got this thing, so reuse it just in a different way down here somehow. I don't know, or maybe just throw this up top. You know what I mean? Because again, I shouldn't have to select the country if I'm also searching, right? Um, Join community pages. Why would I join the community page on this app? I don't know. It was kind of just inherently thought that you would want to do social travel, so you would want to talk to people when you're planning trips. That's a big assumption, and it's also I don't feel like that's validated from all this stuff, from the stuff that you've shown so far. That assumption has not been validated, I guess. Seeing other people's, so then it's like all off of that one idea, and then all the strategy went into how should we address that idea, instead of is this idea at all good? Is this idea going to be the thing that helps, actually solve the issue of the and then two, like back to here, you're talking about a comprehensive platform, but then all you've leaned into on this comprehensive platform is the social aspects, right? It's not actually connecting. Like, yeah, it looks like you can make trips and find details on those trips, but that doesn't make it necessarily comprehensive. What about deal finding? What about like car rentals or whatever, like the sightseeing that you're doing there? It kind of just feels like another travel app. I don't know. I think the strategy was flawed. The steps that were taken to determine the strategy was flawed. The visualizations that were shown was a bit flawed as well. This thing is cool. This thing is really cool. So, but then you used it in a way to like sell me on this idea instead of selling me on like the stuff that you did in that idea. And so I think that's another fallen flat thing for me too. Um, yeah, I don't know. I think it's a low mark for me overall. I think the designs themselves look okay. I mean, the spacing looks pretty good. Shadows are nice. Yeah, I mean, overall, the design itself is pretty nice. I think the design itself is a solid 7, at least. The strategy and thought process around it is what's throwing me off. Um, and yeah, like I think it's a low mark for me on the actual case study itself. It's a low mark. Probably probably like a probably like a three. You know. Um, yeah. Yeah. All right, let's keep going. I'm gonna do another one last one. Then we'll move on. We got Gerald in the house. Design is consistent, which is good practice. Yeah, for sure, Osama. Yep. Design is definitely consistent, and it looks pretty nice too. So I really do like it. It's I like the final ones. These buttons are like that's the only part is this button section right here, but everything else is pretty all right. So, but then yeah, just I don't know, like it really feels disconnected from all this stuff. Is what's throwing me. So, that's one of those points where having a long case study, I feel like is hurting these designs more than it's helping. And so yeah, Gerald, what's going on? You are an accomplished UI engineer, and it's a link. No, it's not a link. Okay, I thought that was I thought that was a link. That looks like a link, doesn't it? Oh, damn, Gerald, you gotta fix that. You gotta fix that. Make it like bold or something instead of colored differently, because that looks like a button. Specializing in front end development and UI UX design, proficient in leveraging Next.js, React. Okay, that didn't translate in design concepts. Okay, this is a really big paragraph. Hits a lot of buzzwords, and it's definitely not concise. I always like to as well see some UI a little bit peeking through. I think that the hero on this is pretty rough for me. I'd say this is a 4. This is a 4. It's a strongly worded, which can be a good thing. Strongly worded section, so that's okay. Projects are nice. You got stuff for those, but yeah, okay. Get to know me. Name's Renson. Are you Renson or are you Gerald? Hold up. We gotta get to the bottom of this, Gerald Renson. Oh, you're Renson Gerald. Gosh, sorry. Maybe that's a cultural thing that I'm missing. It's just funny that we went from "Hey, I'm Gerald" to "Hey, I'm Renson." It's throwing me off in a big way. It's so funny. That's fine. That's on me for breaking down there. Graduated from the cooperative university in Kenya. Wide range of hobbies and passions. There we go. We got bold right here. So that's good. Somehow that looks less like a link. So that's what I strive to do. I have a passion for technology and desire. I'd say cut all this. Cut this too. Just put this one. And if you have a wide range of hobbies, tell me about them a little bit before moving on to the design, the stuff that you like to do in design world. We got skills over here. That's good. I think that this should be flipped. About me should always go below the work that you're sharing. I think work should always go above on portfolio. I've looked at hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of portfolios, and also agency sites too, and hundreds of those too, and a lot of those have projects right up, and then it's about me. And there's some times where you can break those kinds of molds where it's like, well, when they're zigging, I'm zagging. But I think that yeah, like Osama said, I don't want to read about you yet, right? I'm still trying to be like, is this person even good enough to care about? And I know that sounds like really harsh, but you got to remember, I'm sitting down and reading 100 portfolios in a sitting, right? When I'm trying to hire for you, I don't really care about you, Gerald, until I'm like, holy shit, this person can design, and then I'm like, oh, and they got all of these skills, hell yeah. Right. But now for me, it's like, no, I don't care about these skills. Just show me the juice. Right. Give me I'll judge your skills first, and then I'll come back and be like, what other tangential skills? And that's where I'm excited to read these. And so that's all I'm saying. That's why I think this should go down below. That was super harsh, and I'm sorry if that came out harsh. I'm just feeling a little today. My bad, guys. My bad, everybody. But UBEC web app. Okay. got passionate web developer, had the privilege of designing, developing. Maybe tried out some interesting graphics. Yeah, that's cool. I've seen people overdo that though in a big way. So and it's like no matter what, like this is a good about, right? Overall, it's a good about section. It's just I don't want to read it now, right? I'm not ready to read it until I've like looked at your work first. You know what I mean? And then I'll be excited as you know. Having these two buttons are pretty nice, like being able to view it and then see the Figma. My only thing is like when I saw this, I was like, is this gonna take me out to the project or to the case study or to the site or to the to the case study or to the final site, yeah. And actually looking at the URL thing right here, right? There's looks like it's going to a case study. This looks like it's going to the site, and then this is going to Figma. This one's going to the site. This one's going to Figma. Okay, we got two Figma files here. Two Figma files. Yeah, see, like the UI is off, man. Your accomplished UI engineer got to fix this, man. We got to fix this. We got TikTok. We're an accomplished UI engineer, though. We've got to do better on these buttons here. We should have labels on these. We got room to have labels on these. So let me see some labels here, right? Give me some guidance over here on on what I'm gonna go see when I click this, because Anyways, I'll leave it there. Rinson's Bora. Building brighter futures, one donation at a time. October to February 2024. Okay. Starts with the problems. That's good. Many parts of the world, access to quality education can be challenged. Utobra. School in Kenya aims to provide quality education to its students. However, the chiefest mission is generosity of donors. Look, see, I don't think we need 3 paragraphs to define this problem. A lot of this is context, right? This bold thing should be the problem, right? This is the problem. Potential donors who can contribute to the cause lack a reliable platform to do so. That's what the problem is, right? Schools like that strive to provide quality education, often resource constraints, financial means. Yeah, so I mean, this is all about like donations and stuff, right? So give me that up here. I think this problem section is really broken. It's like 3 paragraphs long, and they're really long paragraphs too. So it's hard for me to understand the problem, and that's the trouble. Maybe it's not. Maybe they're legit. Like each of these things do build on each other. But I kind of got that already from this thing, right? So like have this or have this in non-header form, just paragraph form, but then tighten it up in donors who can contribute, lack a reliable platform to do so. Boom, I get it. You know what I mean? Right away, I'm jumping to that understanding. I think it's a big one. We're looking. Okay, I think this is on me for the responsive issues here. Loading up in a weird frame. Yeah, definitely lots of white space here. Again, maybe it's no. Okay, no, that's just lots of white space there. All right. Yeah. Understanding design process. Okay. Okay. So we're going right to conclusion. Yeah. I don't know. I think this case study it's lacking a lot of details here. Lacking a lot of details for me. I don't like to read case studies like in this tiny frame right here. You know what I mean? And I think like maybe there's some juice in here. But yeah, this isn't the thing that you made for them, is it? Is it? Maybe it is, but like that's probably one of the things, right? Making a pitch deck for them. And then these are just so generic, right? Like I know what research is, but like what did you do in that research? Um, you conducted surveys and interviews. What insights did you get? Right? What kind of feedback did you get when you designed it and you got more testing or research in? I don't know. Just jumps right to the conclusion after that. I think this is a one on this case study. It's a one. Yeah, very similar layout on all the other ones too. And then also, we just want to call this out too. We've got here the ability to go to pipwallet.co, but then in here, I don't see a single link to get me out to pipwallet.co. So I don't know, just yeah, a bit all over the place for this one. I think yeah, it's a tough one for me. Got some designs here. Yeah, you got this template, but you gotta change that template, man, because that's a rough one, Renson. It's not helping me understand what you did or see the work that you did either. Like it's kind of like the two things you really got to nail is show me work and show me how you got to that work. And yeah, I mean like yeah, none of it's helping me understand you or the work you did. So it's a one. All these case studies are a one, unfortunately. Um, would be to design the website on Figma, just brainstorm and add some nice story. Yeah, there you go. And I think they did because this is okay. No, maybe he did build it right up, straight up. But yeah, okay. Well, there you go. That's it. We got 4 in today. In one day, we did 4 portfolio reviews. Um, yeah, I think that we're moving here now. We got some we there's some improvements to be made on those, and I think it comes back to like we kind of ran the gambit. Like that last one didn't have enough content. Some of the other ones earlier had probably too much of the wrong content, right? And so I think what we want to do let's go into in my opinion what the perfect case study does is it starts with a problem, or sorry, it gives me some UI up top, right? Then it starts with a problem, very concise, less than like 3 lines on a paragraph, and then yeah, like so that's top section, right? Then we get into your process to get to an insight, right? So you start with a problem. Well, don't just jump right to the final stuff, unless it's like a quick summary before you move on. But even then, I can do that summary myself. So it's hard to do that one. So I would say like problem, then go into how you got to an insight. But those should really be focused not on the plan that you came up with, but instead on the things that led to the insight. Market research, determining that we wanted to change the whole time kind of user persona because of these things, right? Or focusing on the the steps that we had to take to like get the stakeholders to buy in on this guy or whatever, right? So that sort of stuff I think is really the valuable juice is like they had a plan, but then they jumped in and kept going till they got to an insight, and then once you got that insight labeled with like some percentages or whatever, jump right into the designs, right? Maybe show like one viewport height section of wireframes, and then jump right to the juice. Break down the UI that you did, and try to ankle it back to the initial insights and initial strategy that you had. So pre-built templates and rushed it. Just feedback after looking at. Yeah, I think so too. Osama. And it's tough. It just shows that like everybody's at a different spot, right? Everybody's trying to be different kinds of people to different companies, right? And so if you're a developer and you want to stay in that world, don't focus too much on the UI. Don't talk about the UI too much. and instead focus on the stuff that you're building if that's the side that you want to focus on. But yeah, I mean that one definitely felt like they had a template, threw it together real quick, and moved on. But and look, it's not to say that each case study can't be following the same steps, right? Or have similar, template stuff. But every project's different, and the tools that we use is also different because of that. So, what if I've submitted my portfolio and I missed a live where I can watch the portfolio reviews of yours? Yo, shit, which one is your portfolio? Because you can definitely check it out on on YouTube. All of my stuff is on YouTube, so you can rewatch all of the things. So, yeah. Any other questions or vibes? We got yeah, been streaming for a little over an hour now, so might head off in about 5 minutes, but I don't know. I kind of need to get some work done. So, if any other, yeah, I'll be back on Friday is my plan. So I'm planning to do these Monday, Wednesday, Fridays. I was initially doing it, every weekday, but I've just been so behind on every other thing in my life. So I need to find a little bit more balance, catch up on some other stuff. So for a bit, I'm going to be doing Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, doing these portfolio reviews, and hopefully, we'll start catching up on the queue because we're now up past May. So on this point, so just want let me check. Where's your let me check your portfolio. What's your portfolio link? Just want. Because we can cover this. Also, I'm only seeing one Jaswant in the list, and I still haven't got to it yet. So it's looking like it's going to be about the 15th of May is where we'll get to you. All right. So yeah, check the question here. So look, I am streaming on my computer. I cannot access the questions inside of Instagram. Instagram Live is like just horribly bad UI, and it makes it so I can't really see questions. I can only see chat. So if you could drop the question, Akash, inside the main chat, I'll be able to get to it. Boom, boom, boom. Show some UI, problem statement with no more than 3 lines. How you got the insight, value addition, designs, map the designs to the insights. Hell yeah, Shy. Yep, that's exactly right. That's the word. That I think that's the perfect portfolio or case study right there. Show some UI in the beginning. Problem statement, no more than 3 lines. Show how you got the insight, and then what value that insight's going to do for the company or the design or whatever. Go show me the designs. And then, last thing, here's the thing, is if you launched it, then show me some new insights that you got after you launched it. Well, oh shit, we launched it, but this thing was broken, so we went and fixed it, right? Like that's a fucking little big mic drop at the end if you can do that. So, yeah. Hey, that your site is not going to be reviewed until mid-May, May 15th. It looks like. So just a heads up, it's coming. And yeah. Anybody who wants to be able to know where they're at on the list, let me show you that really quick. You'll be able to go to this URL. I'm going to have this in my bio link soon. I don't have it right now, but it's going to be there. But yeah, Rad Portfolio Reviews. And then in there, when you get to that link, it's going to take you here. That's going to have 3 links basically, right? It's going to have the top 5 leaderboard. It's going to have join the review queue. So this is the form to go sign up. And then there's also view the queue. So when you go view the queue, you can find yourself in this list. Looks like there's a few new ones. So we're now officially into June is what we're looking like. But yeah, basically, yes, I found yours in here on the 15th. I've got it set up. So basically I have to manually input these estimates, but yeah, I've got your site right here. So it'll be coming. You also have videos on YouTube. Currently, no. I have I don't think I do. I have one video from a collab with Figma that I did. So it's a deep dive tutorial on prototyping. but I haven't posted regularly over there in a while. I'm thinking of doing more long form stuff on YouTube, but also like I don't know. I'm kind of in this spot where I want to switch gears a little bit personally on the stuff that I'm doing, and I haven't figured out what I want to switch gears to. So that's kind of the funny thing. I'm in this like weird spot where I love these lives and I want to do more of these, but I'm finding the need for a co-host so much. Like today, I was a little lower energy than usual, and it felt like a weird vibe the whole time. Maybe that's just me in my own head, right? But when I have a co-host, I could have somebody who can pick me up, right, and pick the whole show up in general up as well. I think that's missing a bit. I think additionally, my other side too is like I want to do more just like more talks too, like less like just portfolio review stuff, but more just like talking about design tactics. And it's hard to do that by myself as well. So that's one of the big ones. Now the other side is I don't know if you guys are familiar with the YouTube New Wave. Man, I've been binging a lot of people on YouTube. These new young creators, new young YouTubers. They call themselves YouTube New Wave. Natalie Lynn, Reining. What else? We got fucking Life of Riza. Holy shit, Life of Riza. She is amazing. Like just like bloody amazing. The shit that she makes on YouTube. I don't know. Part of me kind of wants to just make some like really fun, like artsy shit about design, like the stuff that's not like actually like there's some education to it, but less like tutorial stuff and more just just like kind of like a creative outlet. I'm missing that a little bit right now, and so I might start doing that on YouTube. I might just start doing tutorials on YouTube. I don't know. We'll see. I want to go on YouTube in general more and focus on that in a big way, but it's coming. It's coming. So that's kind of like my crossroads is like, do I focus and then there's a third one is I want to get more courses out, more resources out, more, the one big way, one big reason is like helps me make money so that it supports me to stay doing all of this stuff and making more content and all that, growing the team and everything. So all those are like big goals for me, where it's like I could go live more, bring on a co-host and like just really lean into this side. I could do more artsy shit that's like more evergreen and just like lasts forever on YouTube, kind of stuff. I could do more tutorials on YouTube as well. That's kind of like 1.5 option, and then third option is more resources that I can sell and get support on. So I don't know. I'm kind of in like a spot where I might just like not make a decision for a while and just keep cranking, and then the one that I really want, it will present itself. But I kind of want to do all of those, but then also I can't. I definitely do not have the time to do. I probably don't even have the time to do any of those. But I'll find a way to make the time maybe for one is my hope. But Life of Riza, she is really really great. Like just super amazing on like quality, like stuff that you've never seen on YouTube in my opinion. So my lives are saved over on YouTube. All my lives I stream also on YouTube, so you're able to see stuff. So another question. My genuine opinion on all recent case studies are the same. Everyone is copying the same. How can we exceed this? It's a true thing. It's a true thing. But here's the truth though: is you might be sitting there right now with a portfolio that looks very similar to everybody else's. The case studies that you have and the content in your case studies are very similar to everybody else's, and you think that you're ready. But maybe, just maybe, when I come review your stuff, I'll be able to share why I don't think you're ready, right? There's a chance. I think that there's people who have reviewed now. There's probably at least 6 of the portfolios that I've reviewed so far. I think could probably go get a job if they tighten it up just a little bit. They could go get a job if they hustle hard enough, like applying and stuff. And so I mean, like, there's definitely quality here that we've reviewed, and there's definitely people who need a lot of work who we've reviewed. And I think the thing though is, until I say it 500 times, you might think you're doing right. And then all of a sudden, one time I say it in one way, and all of a sudden it connects to you, and you're like, shit, I'm doing that in the wrong way too. And that's why I think it's worth giving all of these this deep review. Is like, you might watch Gary Vee. Gary Vee says the same shit in every video, but people still spend like 10 grand to go get him to yell at them in person. You know what I mean? Like, and so because they might think that they're special or different or whatever, and so so I can just do this, every day, and that's kind of my goal. I definitely did think this show. Maybe it was just my energy today, but I had 4 reviews in one day. It was a lot. Definitely had to go bang, bang, bang. So I don't know. Well, I'm going to see. It's always nice to break it up with something. And so that's, again, why I might want to co-host soon, is like I could just do 2 reviews and then we could go shoot the shit for 10 minutes and then get back to the reviews. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I kind of want to do something like that. But anyways, yeah. See the YouTuber who redesigns. Check out Juxtapose. Okay, cool. I'll check that out. I'm going to go look that up now. Juxtaposed. Cool. Akash, how can I develop problem thinking skills? Is there books you can suggest, or any products, or any practice? Yeah, it's a tough one. It's hard to build skills, like strategic skills, without like work. You know what I mean? A lot of problem solving skills come from just like dealing with unique problems, and because of that, it's really hard to purposefully go learn problem solving. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like making friends. How do you go make a friend on purpose? Like, right? You've really got to like. It would be weird for somebody to say, I'm gonna go make a friend today. You know what I mean? And so, like, because you can't just become friends with somebody on the first step. And so I think that's the thing with problem solving and problem thinking skills is you've really got to like find scenarios that you haven't attacked before or tried to solve yet. And I think that's why, not to keep tooting my own horn on the products that I launch and stuff, but a big one that I really think helps with that is 70 Rad. The fact that you've got, design, you could easily just go design a legal advice platform, but a gamified version of a legal advice platform, what the fuck does that even mean, right? I don't know. It's fun. So I think this modifier is the thing that really like makes that cool. AI powered legal advice, obviously. Set it and forget it legal advice. What is that? A newsletter? I don't know, maybe. And so like I think that's one thing. Is like, even if you don't use my 70 Rad generator thing, finding a way to have a modifier like this on the fake projects that you're working on is an important thing, because it helps ground you in an angle that you wouldn't like do naturally. An app for a local art museum, but it's a set it and forget it one. Well, what would that mean? Let's walk through that for a second, right? So like, okay, I want to like probably it would be an onboarding experience where you map out like artists that you want to follow, and then it would let you know when that artist is on show or similar artists are on show, right? Like something like that could be fun, and that could be a set it and forget it version. But a museum probably would not typically have stuff like that out of the box, like a super powered version that would actually be useful. It would really just be like, hey, sign up for a fucking newsletter. And like, nah, never mind, I don't want that. But a set it and forget it app would be a unique one. Do I have any freelance projects? You're a student? No, I don't really. I've kind of shut down freelance work lately. I might be turning it on for web design, but I don't know. We'll see. Maybe if you do a design tales series on YouTube, critique other portfolios would be good. Yeah, but then I do portfolios already, so I don't know. I don't want to just be a portfolio guy. That's the other side too, with those options that I've got. Is like I don't want to just be a portfolio reviewer. But yeah. Anyways, all that to say, Akash over on YouTube, head to 70rad.com, because I think that like forcing yourself in these positions of an easy to use app versus a gamified app versus a AI powered one, like designing for AI is a thing that we all have to do now. Every startup is raising money saying that they have AI features, right? So how can you actually use effective AI, like use design in your AI, or sorry, use good design in the product where that actually is useful to have the AI, right? That's the thing, because it's hard. I haven't done it too much, honestly. So, for how long are you going to keep doing the portfolio reviews? I'm working on mine right now, and I really want the feedback, and don't want to miss out. Yeah, I'm planning on at least the next few months doing it. I'm kind of trying to move slow on these show changes. I've now been doing them for almost a month now. I've been doing these lives, and it actually didn't start as a portfolio review thing. It kind of got focused in that where I was like, people started asking for it, and I was like, oh yeah, that's a cool segment. Let's do that. And then those just like felt like the most value. Like I was giving the most value through those. So that's where I've started focusing on that. But my plan is to do like add more shows as I go. So like one day, will be a live design. The next day will be a portfolio review. The next day will be talking about design news. And then the next day would be talking about like cool products that are out that just launched or something. You know what I mean? Stuff like that is my thought. So, yeah, you'll work for free. Hey, if you want your portfolio reviewed, you can always do that by going to my bio link. In there is a Q button over here. That's going to take you to the sign up form. Honestly, Shashank, if you want, maybe just fill this out, and like we're already up to at least June. So if you'll finish your portfolio in the next month, maybe just go fill that out right now, knowing that it's coming. So yeah. Hey, how you doing, Aman? How you doing? Good to see you. Why can't you make live portfolio reviews with a person? Oh, with the person online, like have them on the show too. It's mostly because of this. Like, look, we've got a queue right now of based on first come first serve, and I'm trying to do these in 15 minutes or less, and doing these in 15 minutes or less four times, or like it says 12 times a week we're already booked out till June. So having somebody on the show live with me asking questions and stuff, that might be more valuable to the person. And I'd love to offer that. I'm just trying to get through these so that we can like give the juice to as many people as we can is my hope. So, but anyways, I'll leave it there, y'all. It was a great day to chat with you. Thanks so much for being with me. Yeah, if you missed the show, you can go check it out over on my YouTube. Everything is stored over there, so you can see the live show. Little low energy today. Sorry, I'm feeling a little off today. But it's gonna be